Now if you see that here, BFF&KH, here this is mounted 10 GB. So anything you choose which is stored here, actually it will be stored in that volume. And even though if you delete this EC2 instance, that volume will be there, and you can reattach to the next EC2 instance. So your data will be persistent across the EC2 instance. Are you able to understand that? All of you? Hello?
Yeah, we're here.
Yeah.
So in the cloud, if you have to like clean up a space, is it the same process of doing it in like any like Red Hat way? Like you sit into the mount point and just clean it up? Is the same process?
Yeah. So
Okay.
every EC2 instance has a multiple volume attached. You have to see that. So the only thing you have to remember that the volume where you are running that EC2 instance, you should not store anything, because that will be lost when you delete the instance most of the time. So that's not reliable, and this is how you do that. Okay, so now next thing is what we have is object storage. Object storage means Google Drive, something like that. So when you open up account in with a Google, they give you the one storage, one drive actually, one bucket actually. We call it a bucket in AWS. One drive we call it in Google. The size is I think 15 GB with a free account, right? Correct, no?
Yeah.
So in AWS, you can get as many buckets actually, and the size is unlimited. I guess I'm not able to recall the size. Maybe in the TVs actually. So that's the kind of things. So how do we create a bucket? Simple. You have to go to the AWS here, and here type S3. So go to the services storage here. Where is the storage? Here it is. Click on this. There's so many storage type we have available. Right now I'm focusing on the S3, which is object storage. So here, object storage is always accessible through HTTP protocol. Mind it, you can't mount it in the system. So these are the storage I am having available, so many actually. So what do we do in this case? So here I'm going to create one bucket. Name of the bucket is November 2022, some unique name. This name of the bucket should be globally unique name actually. Okay, if it's not unique globally, then you'll not be able to create. So I just make it something random globally. And which region you want to create this bucket, so decide the region. I'm okay with the Mumbai region. This is the place where you decide the region, so I'll show you this is the way. And rest of the things, let it be, and create a bucket. Okay, so here is the bucket. Where's the bucket? Number 2022. This is the bucket. So this is one bucket. The size is like, I'm not able to recall, so but unlimited you can say. So can we upload the files now? So this is the through UI. You can upload the file, add files, and this file, which is a SQL file, I'm uploading to it, and upload it through command line. Also you can do that. Okay, so I'm showing it through UI. That's all. So now can we access this file? So click on here and click on the object URL and put it up in the HTTPC here. So here access denied. So this SQL file is access denied actually. How can I access it? So you have to change the permission actually. So for that, how do we do that? So let's work together. So here, the bucket which I am having and this file, you can set the permissions here also, but I am set the permission at the bucket level. So here, if you go to the bucket level permissions, and here you see that all public access has been blocked. That is not good. So you have to spend a little bit, read each and everything. I'm not reading in front of you, but you should read. Block all this here on. You have to disable this. So and unblock this. This is a wrong practice, but just for demo I'm doing it. So confirm, and I did this. So I enable for the public. Anyone can access. Is it accessible now? No. So that means bucket has been given access public level, but I think there is some problem in this. The problem is object level, you have to check that access has been given or not. So let me see that object, go to the permissions, and if I read this, I'm not having edit button enabled. So if you see that, if you read in detail, you see that here it says, hey, at the bucket level, you have set, you can't change the individual object. So you have to go and to this option at the bucket level, which is here, and to make this ACL disabled to ACLs enable. So you can modify it here at the object level and save it. Acknowledge, save it. All this thing you should read it. I'm just showing you the demo. Just read it in detail. So can I go to the now object level and see that object means file level and see that I can modify the properties of this? And yes, I can do that. So now I'm giving a write access, read access, or whatever access you want to give it. It's you decide. I think you understand this read and stuff like that, and understand and save it. So I gave this access. This is the disaster access I gave it, but just for the demo, I'm showing you everything. And here it is. You are able to download the file. So this is the older method. This is the older error. If you open up, you will be able to download the file. Here it is. So this is the way you can create a bucket. You can store the file and you can access it. Now after this, whatever you do, you should clean up. That's a good habit actually. Otherwise you'll have to pay. So tomorrow you should not tell me that Rajesh, because of you, I'm paying so much of amount. So whatever you create, please delete, learn to delete after that workspace lab, and that way, though it's not causing huge money in the S3, but still I would say create a practice, because I've lost a hell lot of money because of this. I'm very lazy person actually, so I just do the lab and then forget for a few days. So I have lost lots of money for that. So done. So guys, did you understand that how do we work with the object storage, which is called S3 in AWS?
So what's the difference between the EBS and the object storage? Because I mean I know they're both storage. The S3
So
exists. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
So EBS you can mount in your system. S3 you cannot mount. Okay. Google Drive you cannot mount in the system. So EBS is accessible through the file system. S3 is accessible through HTTP. So HTTP, which is like little slow compared to EBS, but EBS is costly. S3 cheaper. So that way, lots of other technical comparison. If you want to get in, then put it up like EBS versus S3. Some of the functional comparison I put it up, but uh, you know, technical comparisons you have see in detail. So read write highly available, low redundancy, backup redundancy, cost, and this that and lots of differences will be there. But technology wise, both are different types of it. It's a block, it's object. Make sense?
Yeah, got it. Yeah, thank you.
Now the next question is, how do we work with the EFS?
I have one question. So like these buckets are essentially like the folders that we are creating, right? So can we call them as like indirect folders? I know that bucket is the term.
Folders, yeah, you can call it, it's up to you. Just like Google call it drive. I don't know what logic they have it. AWS call it bucket. So you can call it, yeah, anything.
Okay, all right. Yeah, thank you.
As long as you do not change this one, because this is a fixed type object storage. So I have an assignment for you. After this I'll share with you. So you have to do the little bit of research on object storage and block storage and file storage. Why? Because these are the storage technology. It's not something in you are using in AWS, but earlier we never got opportunity to get into that kind of stuff. So now we'll have to become the expert in everything. Actually, you should know everything. So
Okay, thank you.
okay, so now next one is EFS, which is the network storage. We call it a file system also. How do we get it? So go for storage, which is here and here, and where's the EFS here? So now this is the platform as a service, by the way. They manage everything. So You just keep your data. So let me look at this charges and all. Goes little slow. I'm not reading it because I don't need to, but I want to show you the demo. But yeah, you should go slow, do read everything. This all help you. All this knowledge is available, but people just ignore it and they want to rush it to complete that. Where you will go after the completion? Nowhere. So just be slow. So here these are all the charges, Create a file system. What file system? So I'll just name it now 2022. And which VPC? VPC is the next topic which I'll discuss about it. I'll just ignore it as it is and then create it. So this is the I created here the EFS file system, and now this you can mount on the machine. You can mount in your laptop, and but this is a network mount actually, not a block mount. Okay, so where is the endpoint? So endpoint is still refresh. Still has not come, so wait for it. It's still creating it. Now it's available. So your mount port is here. This is your network address actually. Okay. So now the question is, how do we mount it? So there is a two ways which is available, and that is called attached. Okay. Earlier this function, this button was not available. Now it is available. Earlier means few years before. So now this is the two technology. One is you do through the IP address here, or you do through the DNS, and there are two protocol also. This is the two protocol. So this is the one tool which will this developed by AWS, and this is the NFS client worldwide. Everyone uses this. NFS client. Have you heard about it? NFS server, NFS client, correct? Network storage, correct? So worldwide people use this one, but AWS has developed to have a better performance. They have used this one. So you either install this guy or this guy, and then run this command or run this command, and it will be mounted. Simple. So how do we do that? So for that, I'll just check that do we have that instructions. By the way, AWS document is pretty much stable, but because you are starting it, so you don't want to look at the official documents. I love the official documents only because they have a step by step. So let me see my documentation for this. So I say EFS, AWS EFS, and here. See here, there's a one difference is also you must check it out here. In the blog, we have a hell lot of content actually. So I would suggest you spend some time for anything. So this is the EFS lab. This is a EFS also. I have a two URL. I'm not sure which one will work. So this is not one.
Do we need to log into the website for the accessing the blog, Raj?
No, it's a public website.
Public. Okay.
Anyone can learn. Yeah. Okay, so anything related to DevOps, you will find it here. Anything related to your MD courses, which were 50 to 60 tools you have, right? And it's a growing platform. Every day I write something. So here I did this one, here I did this one, and here I have to do this one. So but installation is not there. So what to do? See here it is. How to install AWS EFS Mount Helper. So if you want to use Mount Helper, you can do that. If you want to use NFS client, you can do this. I am comfortable with the NFS client more. It's not about the comfortable. I just get used to it. So clear the screen. It's Ubuntu, right? So update this client. I'm installing it. And install this. Yes. And create one directory in the EFS. So cd root here mkdir EFS and run this command. So don't copy from here. This is just for the demo, and copy from this one. And before that, dff1ph. See that EFS mount is not there, right? And now I created it. now anyone who will store in this size of EFS is unlimited, I guess. You have to check the limited size, but it will be in a TV source, sure. So this is the EFS. What do you think you stored in the root EFS? We'll go to the network storage. By the way, the one thing you must understand that EBS, one volume, you cannot mount in a multiple instance. That means more than one, two. But network storage you can mount in as many because it's a network drive. So one volume, one instance, but one EFS file system, multiple instance, it can be done. Make sense? All of you? Hello?
Yes.
Yes, yeah.
So guys, this is the storage option which I said, compute done, storage done. Now we have networking and security, and then after that load balancing, auto scaling group, monitoring, and few DevOps services discussions.
Thanks for watching. Want to study further? Join our training programs today.